Each cell has its own construction. There are parts also in the cell. Cell is a very, very, very minute entity, but still it has parts inside it, and all works, all functions of the cell, they take place there, and through that cellular activity, that is the biological activity of the cell, we live our life. And the cells of the same organ, the cells which do the same function, they are organized in tissue. The tissues are later on organized in the organ, and several organs, they together make a system of the body. For example, there is nervous system of the body which is responsible for all our activities of nerves. There is circulatory system in which the blood is regulated throughout the body. The flow of the blood is regulated throughout the body, and heart and other parts of the body, they form the main organs of our blood circulatory system. In the same way, we have already discussed about the respiratory system. The digestive system is another system where digestion takes place, and excretory system where our excreta is thrown out of the body. The urinary system is also very important because through kidneys it operates, and it manufactures the urine, and in this way it makes the blood clean, and it purges out all the impurities in the blood. The endocrine system is also very important, which is responsible for many of the very, very important functions of the body as well as functions of the mind and emotion. There is another system which is called as immunity system. The system which is responsible for fighting against the diseases. It is an autonomous system which is there in our body. It works automatically, and because of immunity, we can remain free from the attack of any external virus, bacteria, germs, etc. And in this way, the immunity system keeps ourselves healthy. So in this way, all these systems which are explained in science of anatomy and physiology, how these bodies, how these organs are situated in various parts of the body, how they function, and in what way the function of all these parts, all these cells, all the system, that together makes the life possible. Now we have to understand that when we practice preksha of our body, that is, when we perceive the body actually, we concentrate our mind on each part. There we try to feel the prana, very, very subtle vibrations of the prana. But together with that, we also perceive all the activities taking place in the cells, in the tissues, in the organs, and the systems of our body. When we practice concentration, what we do? We concentrate the mind on a particular part. Try to perceive, experience whatever is felt there. So when we concentrate, automatically whatever is going on in our body, we feel it, we experience it. Although it is very difficult for us to actually decipher it, actually know or recognize that now what particular kind of vibration, sensation, function is going on, and how do we feel it. But in spite of that, we always have a kind of feeling on every part of the body. So, When we practice Preksha meditation, when we practice perception of body, we actually come in contact with these subtle functions, subtle vibrations, subtle activities taking place throughout the body, even in a cell, which is very, very minute entity, and the processes which take place in the shell are also very, very minute, very difficult to perceive. But still, when we concentrate the mind there, we come into contact with those particular functions taking place in the body, and in this way we establish a sort of communication with our own body and with our own self. Self is associated there always, as we have already discussed. Without the intervention of the self, without the intervention of the consciousness, the body cannot work. So wherever there is the function of body, the self is associated. Our main idea is to perceive the self. When we perceive the self, automatically we also perceive the activities of the body. In this way, we come into contact with our own bodily functions which take place in various parts of the body, and in this way we can come in communication with all activities taking place in our body. Now, after understanding the philosophical and the scientific basis of perception of body, we come to the question, what is the raison d'etre of this exercise of perception of body? Many people who talk about spiritualism or who talk about the activities of spiritual practices, they have got a misconception about body. They think that body is something very dirty substance, dirty thing, and it is an antithesis of soul. There is a kind of misconception in the world of spiritual practitioners that body is our enemy. Soul versus body. There is the main idea of many spiritual practitioners. But this is not right. Actually, body is not to be considered as an enemy of the soul. What is required is to keep the self away from the attachment of the body. When the soul becomes attached to the body, attached to the functions of the body, to the activities of the body, and there is the creation of like and dislike during that process, then it becomes harmful for the self in the terms of the bondage of karma. Whenever the soul indulges in attachment to the activities of the body through like and dislike, it becomes bound with the karma. So this is not desirable according to the spiritual philosophy. But we can utilize the body for the concentration of our consciousness, as well as we can utilize those functions of the body which are taking place there for benefiting ourself in our spiritual progress or spiritual development. That is why the body can be utilized as an instrument in perceiving, and through that it can be utilized also in getting the spiritual benefits. So we have to understand first that this misconception is to be removed, that when we perceive the body, actually we are not perceiving the body, we are perceiving the self through the body. And secondly, when we perceive the body, when we perceive the self through the body, we are benefited spiritually in the terms that whatever contamination is there of the self, that is also removed by such kind of perception. One thing should be made very clear, as we discussed in our first lecture, that the nature of the self is to only know, to perceive, not to indulge in any kind of reaction. Whenever there is reaction, it is either the reaction of like or the dislike. We have to remain free. We have to keep our mind free, keep ourselves free from such reactions of likes and dislikes. But if we indulge, if we allow ourselves to indulge only in perception, in pure perception, without going into like and dislike, without indulging in attachment or aversion, then what we do is we come back to our own nature. We retrogress back to our own nature. That nature is to keep equanimity, to perceive, to know, but to remain in equanimity. This is actually what is to be done by preksha. So when we do perception of body, actually what we are doing? Actually we are perceiving our own self through the activities of the body, and we are trying to keep ourselves free from likes and dislikes. When you do the perception of the body, for example, say you concentrate your mind on the knee, you try to feel the vibrations, sensations that are taking place there, and suddenly you feel that you have pain inside that part of the body. When you feel the pain, what is required to be done is not to indulge in the reaction of dislike or aversion towards that pain. You should try to keep yourself free from this indulging in dislike. Keep it completely equanimous. Only perceive, only see, only experience. That is the nature. That is the nature of the self itself. There is nothing extra, nothing foreign to it. But if you go into indulging of dislike or like or attachment or aversion, those reactions are not the nature of the self, and they become the causes of bondage of karma with the soul. So in order to prevent the bondage of karma with the soul through the activities of like and dislike, what we have to do is to practice equanimity, that is to remain in pure perception, which is the nature of the soul, not to indulge in like and dislike, keep completely equanimous, and that is exactly what we do through preksha.